All right, guys and dolls. There's one more thing I want to show you guys real quick on Virtual DJ. If you're using this for multiple different setups, like you use a mixer at one location, you go plug and play. So you're doing briefcase gigs and you don't know exactly what system you're going to be plugging into until you get there. And some people use consoles where the USB is available and maybe you like USB. Or USB might be the only one available, like in some rack mixers. And you're like, well, I got to figure this out. But you might use a headphone jack at other occasions. You may have different connectors depending on your situation. And the easy way to set yourself up for success with Virtual DJ is to go into your settings here, this little settings tab. You want to click on your audio if you're not there by default. And here you're going to see your outputs, which are the optional outputs you may have. Now, for folks who have many outputs, like say you're going to have an output for, your speaker and your headphone, you would click on that. That way you can set your headphones to a different audio output device. That's going to be good for sandboxing and listening. So you have your USB goes to your mixer, and then you would have a headphone jack that comes out and that goes to you. There's different settings for that, ways that you can make that happen, and it's really, really, really good if you're doing like live scratching, things of that nature. If you're not doing live scratching, it's almost entirely useless and you don't want to do that. But let's say we're just going to create two, one that was going to be for your USB, one that's going to be for your audio device. Right now, I've got my USB audio that goes to my Focusrite box that I listen to using my studio type headphones over here. I'll plug them some other time because right now I'm just doing standard stuff. I don't think anybody cares what headphones I use. I'm not that guy. But the other thing that we would be doing then is we're going to go to Focusrite and then we're going to go find our other box. So we're going to go and say we wanted to use our Realtek. See, our Realtek standard would be, actually, if we were going to be going to a place and it wasn't going to be my Focusrite box, it was going to have a rack X32, then you would have an option for that one. And then you would also add an option for whatever else you're going to have. So like your Realtek sound driver might be here, and that's going to be your standard headphone jack output on a lot of systems. So, and then you would come over here and you would select the exact same channel outputs for each and every single one of those, because we would still want these main two decks that are going out of channel 1 and channel 2 audio out. And then we would just click apply. Now it's going to say error because these aren't connected right now and that won't work. But if I had them connected, these would absolutely pick up. And it can say error right now and it should still play my audio. So let me grab something here real quick. Yeah, it's going to give me, like, there's no sound card. Yeah, nothing's plugged into the audio right now. So we go like this, you play, and we can absolutely play. So that's all we wanted to verify, is that it can still do that. And it's going to tell us that, yeah, those audio devices aren't available right now. And that's fine. It's fine to not have an audio device available at the moment, as long as you're still playing out the audio device that you're on right now. Why would I suggest this? Well, one, if you're set up like this ahead of time, anytime that you go into those situations, you're automatically it's going to jump to whatever the proper outputs are for the resolution here. And it's going to automatically be able to play to those devices. Now, let's say you don't have this set up and you go to a new device and the last thing you were using was your Focusrite. It's not going to automatically transition over to whatever device you have unless you have it set up like on a default, which I'm not mistaken, there's no default. So it's not going to just go ahead and assume whatever device you just plugged into. So if you're plugging into a different mixer or in a different way every time and you're not understanding why you're not getting audio output, you have to come into your audio settings in Virtual DJ and you would have to go, okay, now I'm using my USB. I need to go and set my USB. Or, I'm using my actual headphone jack. I need to go select my headphone jack output and click apply. Remember, when you do this, if you already had your volume level set for playing and you weren't getting anything, you turned it up because you weren't getting anything output, turn that volume back down before you click apply. Actually, you should turn it back down before you even do this. Because if you do this and it kicks in right away when you select that audio device, you are going to blast people. So turn your volume back down, go into here, select whatever the correct device is, and you can absolutely just leave one at a time if seeing a little icon pop up telling you that the other devices aren't available is a problem for you. If that's a problem for you, you can absolutely just set up the one at a time. Go ahead, do that. That's fine. But what you want to consider when you do that is that anytime you switch to another one, you are going to have to keep in mind what you're outputting. If you're using your Bluetooth at that event, you have to go in, select your Bluetooth output. Just because your Windows default thing switch does not mean Virtual DJ is set to play to that device. So you will have to go into Virtual DJ and you will have to set that device individually every single time you make that one. If your Bluetooth gives out on you for some reason in that room and you're switching to another device, you have to go in there and switch it to that specific sound device output. So it's good to know what sound devices are available on your computer. You can find that by going to your sound settings. So you would go to your Windows, you go to sound settings, and it's going to bring up all the outputs that you have underneath output right here. You're going to see all your outputs that are available, and you can see whatever your default one is, but you can see that you have other ones available. So whatever your Windows default one is, isn't necessarily going to be what Virtual DJ is selected to utilize. So make sure that you're going into your sound settings in here, go to your settings, make sure you're in your audio, and make sure you're on master outputs. And there you go. If it says mono, you can absolutely let it be mono. There's not a huge difference for a lot of things, but there is a huge difference for a lot of other things. But mono is not a deal breaker for most music, honestly, in most environments, because to get a true stereo setting, both those speakers have to be the exact same distance away from every single person. And if one person's wicked closer to the other speaker, he's going to miss things that are coming out of the other speaker in a stereo setting. So mono is fine. It's not hypercritical most of the time. It's not going to destroy your listening experience. It's a more personal kind of movie experience or listening experience. So that should help you if you're having troubles going from venue to venue or mixer to mixer for whatever reason, to set up and troubleshoot some sound output issues. I hope that helped, and you all have a good day.